Welcome to Lesson 6, which is Information, Form and Function. I am your host, Goel. The form of information is related to its function, and the human brain and our subconscious cognition organize information into a form that is related to the function of information. This is seen in everything from grammar to syntax to numbers and mathematical operations. It is true in obituaries, which will be our focus today. The obituary contains a list of surviving children, along with the spouse's name in parentheses. The form is decedent's name is survived by his or her children, with the child's name, spouse's name in parentheses, and the last name of the child and their spouse. What this means for you is that being concise and clear about what you are looking for in your search query will enable you to access the information you seek by its function and the form of your search query. A mere name can give you information in searches, but if you aren't specific about what you're looking for with regards to the name, you get a haystack instead of the needle you're looking for. So I'm going to show you how to get straight to the needle in the haystack by focusing on the form of your search query to obtain the functional information you're seeking. Our target is alleged Church of Satan member Lincoln Kevin Kelly and his wife Khalil Kelly, and we're going to use the last name Kelly, the first name Kevin, and the name of Kevin's wife Khalil in order to find his entire family over 3 generations. The form of your search query is Kelly obituary Kevin Khalil in parentheses, with no location or any other identifying information. 4 words, 1 query, and let's see what we find. So as I click play, you'll see I entered in the search query and the first result gives us Kay Kelly, who is Kevin Kelly's mother. We have her parents, Roy D. and Rhoda Vickers Schill. We've got her birth date, her date of death, her 3 children and their spouses, and her sister's name. We've got her ward as well. Now I'm going to bring up Ancestry and enter in all of that information from one 4-word search query into a family tree. As I said in earlier lesson, the reason we focus on the families of victims and perpetrators is because child sexual abuse overwhelmingly involves perpetrators who are known to the victim. The younger the victim, the more likely it is that the perpetrator is a family member. If the victim is 6 years of age or younger, 50% of the time the perpetrator is a family member. By the time the victim is 17, that number drops to 23%, but 93% of the time, victims of sexual abuse who are under 18 years of age know their abuser. We focus on the families because of this, and if the victim and perpetrator are unrelated, we focus on the perpetrator's family because it's likely that the alleged perpetrator has a family history of sexual abuse. If there is no history of sexual abuse in the family tree, we may take that as an indication that the allegations are less credible. We're looking for information that corroborates or disproves the allegation to determine what the truth is. We're not looking to confirm a preconceived notion of guilt or innocence. We're looking for the truth, and family history and relationships are often critical to that in sex crimes cases. So, we've entered in the obituary information from the Kelly side of the family, but now I want to know the maiden name of Khalil Kelly. In order to do that, I'm going to use a different form to obtain a different function in my search thread or query. I'm going to use Khalil Kevin in parentheses Kelly, and this will give me a broader set of search results than searching for an obituary. You'll see I'm entering in the information, and first result is the Facebook page of Khalil Kelly. Then we scroll down and see the stake presidency announcement that gives me Khalil's maiden name of Johnson and her middle name of Julia. For obtain my objective, but there's other relevant information I want to look at as well. I click on the Facebook profile, and I immediately see that she is friends with Abby Palmer Cox, the wife of Governor Spencer Cox, the man who nominated Hamblin's special prosecutor Ryan Peters to a judgeship, thereby rendering the Hamblin criminal cases prosecutor less. What a coincidence that an alleged member of the Church of Satan would be friend with the same governor who took out the prosecutor in the Hamblin case. As I continue to search the friends, I see no friendship with Ford or Roselle Stevenson, but I do find that she's friends with alleged Church of Satan Spring City Punisher Joe Benyon and his daughter Louisa Benyon. Again, another coincidence. The key with search threads is to be as concise as possible. with the idea that an efficient search thread is 3 to 5 words, typically speaking. It will contain the exact things you are seeking, or it will be structured to cast a wide net. The first search I showed you was tailored narrowly, the second was tailored broadly. Now we're going to look at Prabook, which is a directory for advertising professionals that gives me Khalil's maiden name, Kevin's date of birth, the date they were married, and the names of their children. I'm going to take all of that information and enter it into my family tree in Ancestry. If you don't want to pay a subscription for genealogy services, you can use Gramps, which is free and open source software. I'm entering in all of the information, and we're up to 6 generations in our family tree: Kevin and Khalil's children, their parents, grandparents, and even great-grandparents, plus what Ancestry is filling in as we go. As we consider the options above for an obituary search on Khalil, we need to consider what we've learned. Which one works best? If you said the third or the fourth, you're right. Let's see how it works in the next slide. We see the search query turns up an obituary in the first result, and Khalil and Kevin are in that obituary. If we click on it, we see all of the relevant information we need for our tree, from the decedent's brothers to his wife, his 5 children and their spouses, the neighbors who cared for him as he died, and the fact that he was sealed to Lily Julia Nidegger by Heber J. Grant in 1939. We see that Charles Ellis's father was Rufus, but Charles is the second Charles Ellis, so who is he named after? That may be significant, so we'll need to look at it later. We will now enter in all of the information from Charles Ellis's obituary to fill in Khalil Julia Johnson's family tree. Information has a pattern that extends to the physical world, as we choose to live among our own kind, according to our values, our means, and our interest. Everything we do is built around the geography of our kind, our values, our means, and our interests, including where we live and work. In property searches, we learn about the neighborhood in which our targets work, who their neighbors are, and we can use that information to uncover corroborative or discrediting evidence when it comes to the allegations. Rachel, Eliza, and Catherine Hamblin alleged that the Church of Satan moved into areas where it was safe or safer to practice the beliefs because the members had an existing presence in the area. Let's take a look at the property records of Khalil and Kevin Kelly on the Utah County website. So we're going to navigate the Utah County property records to search by name, and we're going to see who Lincoln Kevin and Khalil Kelly bought property from, who they sold it to, and when they bought and sold the property. We're looking for patterns in real estate transactions to see if the facts fit the allegations, and we're keeping track of what we uncover as we go in our notes. The reason we're doing this because it ties in with the direct allegations made by the Hamblin sisters against Kevin and Khalil Kelly, and their claims about certain geographical areas and an existing CS presence. Let's see how that theory plays out on my CS map that I've already built. Each of these pins represents a property I've tracked in my research that may be connected to the CS. Down Little Rock Drive in Provo, I've got property after property in one condominium complex owned by people who appear in the Hamblin victim statements as perpetrators, from Roselle Stevenson, her parents Richard and Karma Anderson, Gary and Joy Lundberg, the Hansons, and even individuals who aren't in the victim statements but who have sexual abuse allegations against them like Brent Prattley. It looks like the Hamblin sisters might be telling the truth about the CS clustering in certain areas to be safer to practice their beliefs. So we've done 3 searches, with 12 words total, and we have 5 generations of information on Khalil and Kevin Kelly, with their properties in Utah County, Khalil's Facebook, her past residence in Eastchester, New York, their social media connections to fellow accused CS member Joe Benyon and his daughter Louisa. That's the power of understanding form and function in research. In under 45 minutes, you've got at least 5 generations of information about your subjects, as well as their location, their neighbors, their vocations, their lives. You can use their social media timelines to determine what they did, when they did it, and who they did it with. All of this traces back to information's form being related to its function. Here's your homework. I want you to pick one of the following names and use the principles in this lesson to uncover as much as humanly possible about the individual in under an hour. I want you to type your findings up, no more than 3 double-spaced pages, and send it to me by Wednesday at 9 p.m. 1830goel@gmail.com for bonus points. Tell me who the original Charles Ellis Johnson is in Khalil's family.